artwork, critiques, Photoshop files, and reference sheets are all available on my Patreon. Well, hello there guys and girls, I hope you're all doing bloody well. My name's Mikey and welcome along to another episode of Draw With Mikey, episode 119. Guys, it's always a pleasure. A little bit lower energy today, I dare say, because basically I've woken up a bit late from one of those sunshine naps and I've got myself a cup of tea. Wait, can you hear this? Got myself that good stuff, that's what you need to be living with, but also, I'm just going to slowly come to life and see what's going on in the comment section, because for any of you guys who are a bit new around here, welcome, it's a pleasure to have you. This is the super casual midweek series, so basically instead of like a tutorial or a time-lapse speed painting, it's my opportunity just to touch bases with you guys. So if you've got anything you want to say to me or ask me, or any ideas or any thoughts, get yourself in the comment section below, and with any luck, I'll be reading it next time around. Also, from my perspective, quick question for you guys, we'll make that maybe the theme of this week. Guys, it's about time I get back into those video games, because I've had some good news with some other sort of life things. Finally, there's light. And so basically I'm just about on a cusp to be able to get some more video game content going on Twitch and stuff like that. Anyway, long story short, could you recommend for me, please, some kind of shorter, maybe not necessarily super long video games, but some kind of really good indie titles? I don't really mind if they're new or old, but I'm getting back into Sekiro and it's so bloody good, but that game is also very, very long. And when I finish Sekiro, I'm going to get back into Witcher 3, which is an incredible game, but also very, very long. So I might need to kind of crack up my experiences a bit with some kind of shorter fun things to sink into. And this only came into mind for me just recently because I was watching somebody do their first playthrough of, I think it's called Undertale, where it's just really weird and different and super, super interesting. I only watched it for about 15 minutes because I just thought, you know what, I think I might want to play this game sometime. And to be honest, I think some of you guys have actually recommended that to me before in previous DWMs. So guys, if you could, lean your sweet selves forwards to your keyboards, or just get that phone, get up that little keypad and tell me a nice indie title that might be worth a cheeky download and a cheeky play. But also in the background of today's episode, I've probably been I've had this on the back burner for a while, my Not Quite Hisoka's stream. So what's going on? Because obviously what I just do is I just do some artwork for an hour, and maybe you guys are getting your own artwork or your own projects done as well. Do not be shy. Let me know what you're up to, guys. I always love hearing from you. That's the whole point of this particular, series, I guess, essentially. But basically, I was I wanted to just draw like a good boy Hisoka. I did that ages and ages ago. But leading up to it, I actually had a completely different attitude, and that was to do a Not Quite series, where basically I just wanted to fill up a page with faces that were not quite Hisoka, and that way I could just kind of get it out of my system doing it wrong, but also just explore the character a little bit and do all these kind of variations of not quite this guy, but kind of render them out, and just kind of a nice way to know that I'm not going to do anything accurate, which actually takes the pressure off your artwork incredibly, and you get to use it as a bit of an opportunity to render through. So guys, I actually really randomly just stumbled across this idea as I was kind of making it up as I went along, but I actually really recommend this to anybody. I know some other people have already been picking this up on Instagram, which is fantastic. Doing not quite characters. If you want to draw a picture of Chun-Li or something, why not just sit down and draw not quite Chun-Li? Draw her a bit thinner, draw her a bit fatter, draw her a bit taller, draw her a bit dumpier, draw her with like a different haircut and a different attitude. Basically, not quite drawing her right actually just means that you can go ahead and dive in and experiment and explore with no pressure on your part, and then maybe if you change a few things, you've got your own OC all of a sudden as well. So yeah, guys, give that a go. That's you get that one for free. That's my gift to you guys. In return though, seriously, please recommend some good indie video games for me, because you guys know I'm pretty out of touch. I'm doing a lot of catch-up gaming because I was really into those days. By the way, I will be reading your comments in just a second. I was really into those days of the N64 and a PS1. But completely fell out of it because I was obviously living a bit of a different life. Now I want to get back in. Shorter indie titles, please. Get yourself in there. Do you know what? I think I've just asked that question several times. Let me just sip this tea. By the way, yeah, spoiler alert, swear word alert. This is a very unedited, rough around the edges series, so you're going to get what you get given. And today it's just me trying to work out what's going on. I've had that horrible nap. I've got a lot of work which is going to just keep me up well into the evening. But, I can't complain. I choose this life. So, anyway, down into the comment section. Dark Mellow says, Mikey, can you draw types of male manga characters with anatomy guidelines? Dark Mellow, yes I can, and yes I will be. We've got a few more female things to do. Loads of requests for facial expressions and features as well, which we need to dive into. But yeah, using that kind of guidelines as a base, I've started to realise is really, really useful for you guys as well, mapping the body surface with the contours and so on. So we might be doing some very similar stuff, just so that you guys have got even more reference sheets as well in the tutorials packs on Patreon. Orklord Barbok says, give us some more of the big girl Tatsumaki. Read more. Please, Lord. Big girl Tatsumaki. Okay, so, I mean, Tatsumaki is like, she's a power player. She's a big character in One Punch Man. And actually, yeah, I do honestly plan on doing another Tatsumaki fan art, which is going to be the third one I've done. But, you know, as your art style progresses, you always want to kind of come back to stuff. Big girl Tatsumaki, that sounds like a really niche like thing where there's a trend or something on it. I'm not going to Google this, by the way. It sounds like there might be some trend where like drawing Tatsumaki super thick and dumpy is like, you know, hitting everybody's break spots at the moment. But we will keep her ever so slightly more probably conferred to her and One Punch Man stylings. Carlos Williams says, I don't even care about the gift cards anymore. I just love your content. Hashtag Hardcore Crew. Hashtag Sip of Tea. Carlos Williams, thank you so much. Hiya, dude. Let me sip this. Yeah, oh yeah, guys, that's still happening. So, I mean, you know, I'm just going to repeat myself in case anybody's a bit new around here. But as a big thank you for hitting 500k subscribers, we are doing a tablet giveaway over next month. And also, what I've been doing in most of my art videos is I'm sneaking in some cheeky Amazon gift card codes, just to kind of like say, hey, thank you so much, guys. Let's just kind of, you know, pop things up a bit and excite things up and just throw in those goodies. So keep your eyes peeled because it kind of, you know, flash up randomly in the videos. Ryden Coy says, hey Mikey. Hello there, Ryden. How you doing, man? Low-key fangirling over you. How you doing, madam? Low-key fangirling over you reading my last comment. I picked up my first drawing tablet and I practically fell head over heels for drawing. Awesome, that's really good to hear, dude. It's just become such a relaxing and cathartic hobby in my life. Oh, absolutely. And you know what? That is why I'm going to go back to talking about these Not Quite Hisokas. That is why I really liked just doing this series of not quite correct faces together, because I could just pop into this file, pop it open, and just spend an hour just casually rendering like one of the faces, and then just close it again, and then get on with some different artwork. Yeah, that cathartic vibe is absolutely massive. I just decided to invest in digital and grabbed the Huion Canvas Pro 20. Oh, dude, that's the tablet I use, and I'm absolutely in love with the power of digital. It took me a bit to get the hang of drawing on glass versus paper. Yeah. There's always that. You absolutely have to spend your time recalibrating, essentially, your experience when it comes to going over to a tablet. You're never going to quite transfer those skills from paper perfectly, but once you get over that, you feel really good. There's also a read more here. Click. Here's some casual Pokemon I drew for practice, in case you're curious. Well, I don't usually follow people's links and Instagram stuff, but let's have a really quick look. Oh, dude, you've done like Bulbasaur, but he's grey. I mean, there's a load more Pokemon on here, which look really good. Oh, it's a pumpkin... Sorry, I'm shouting. It's a pumpkin Bulbasaur. That's a fucking great idea. That looked really, really good. I love that switcheroo. Kite says, I finally found a fellow Mikey who's also Oh, Kite, is your IRL name Mikey as well? Here. Who's also British and also an artist. Keep up the good work. Your videos are fantastic. Kite, well, kudos to you for being another Mikey brother from another mother and father. And also thank you so much for the kind comment. Tag says, this show is now called Rant with Mikey. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Tag. Okay, guys, so last episode, and I do apologise, last episode I think I mostly just talked about Game of Thrones, so the penultimate episode of Game of Thrones got a lot of people quite angry, and I got a little bit ranty. I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest. Since that episode, we've now had the end of Game of Thrones, so spoiler alert if you've not watched the end of Game of Thrones, and if you don't care about Game of Thrones, honestly, don't worry about it. Back in the day, if people were like, I'm not into Game of Thrones, I'd be like, you must watch this series, and now I'm just like... You must read the books, but you know what? You can skip that TV show if you really, really want to. But it starts off fantastically and it tumbles off the side of a cliff. Oh god, it's like Lost all over again. I really hoped that wasn't going to be the case. Not that they didn't know what they were going to be writing about, but White and Windeloff, cursed are those names. 1,000 deaths are not enough for UA. Anyway, let me just sip this. Today, by the way, I'm drinking a lovely big mug of PG Tips. What are you drinking? What tea you guys got on in the background whilst you're getting your artwork done? Delicious. So I got a little bit ranty. Since then, we've had the last episode of Game of Thrones. I'm not going to go on another rant. I'm just going to say it was 1 hour, 20 minutes. I stayed up until 3 in the morning to watch UK time zones. And it was 1 hour, 20 of everything being miserable. It was so miserable. I didn't feel fulfilled in any way. Arya's gone off to live with the elves, circa Lord of the Rings. Bran sees everything and manages to have absolutely no agency from series 5 onwards. It's all no, come on, man, I'm not feeling any of that shit. I was massively disappointed and then just massively downhearted. So Endgame ends on a very bittersweet vibe, and it's still kind of really nice. Game of Thrones just ended miserably, and everything's miserable, and everybody has to wander off and be miserable. Okay. Sorry, that's just my gut feeling to the whole thing. I didn't have that fun sense of closure you get from some other good shows. Anyway, I'm really trying not to rant about it, basically. I feel like there's one more thing I got to say. Oh yeah, watch Film Cram, my other channel. Guys, I have another YouTube channel, for those of you not in the know, where I recap videos and films in Game of Thrones. So if you ever want to get into Game of Thrones, just go there. It's much, much quicker. Sorry about that rant last episode. But no, we're back to the good stuff, guys. Tell me about them video games. I want to have a bit more fun. We're in summer right now, but by the time I start doing stuff, it's going to be winter again, so that's fine. And if you enjoyed Game of Thrones, I'm glad. Don't let me and my bad mood. Oh yeah, so Dany flew off on Drogon at the beginning of the last episode. The Dany that we all know. Oh, we're going to war again. I'm so sorry your other dragons died. By the time she landed, not only was she an incredible crazy tyrant, but she'd also lost touch with all sense of reality. That's the bit that really just flicked my switch. I was just like, she came down again. She's just like, don't you see, I'm creating a better world. We're better than the other people. Nobody else gets to choose. And I'm just like, how did you go so crazy so quickly? Like, I get that people were complaining about her attitude and turnaround to burning King's Landing. That's one turnaround that's too quick. But her actual mentality turning around as well, to be like this tyrant who's crazy blind to how crazy even they sound. I'm not sure about this. Not sure about any of this. Sorry. Okay, that's enough about... I'm not going to talk about that again. I'm so sorry, guys. Sir Parsival says, hey, I love your name. Circa Ready Player One, right? And obviously the wizards and stuff. I want personal lessons from Mikey. Please reply if interested. Dude, I'm so sorry. I don't have the time for personal lessons. Even my Patreon... Oh, God, I'm shouting again. Even my Patreon feedback stuff is behind. So, dude... I'm catching up on Patreon, don't worry. That's actually going really well now on that catch up. But in terms of like getting feedback done on one-to-one sessions, that's a little bit tight. Adam Azriaf says, can you make a video, please, on how to draw a gun effect? It's possible. I want it to be drawn using pencil. I really appreciate if you can do it. Hey, yeah, Adam, I'm not against that at all. In terms of extra equipment, mechanics, machinery, and weaponry, when it comes to the drawing tutorials and sketching stuff, yeah, I'm down, dude. It's pretty much most of just the colouring and digital extra effects stuff. I kind of stick to the tablet side of things anyway. So yeah, we're good to go. D21 Meme TTV, oh my god, your name, says, I just finished my SATs today. Woo, so glad. I'm a Miss Year 6. Hey, congratulations on getting those SATs out of the way. Oh my god, I think SATs are the ones that they use to predict your A-level grades, regardless of what your GCSEs are. It's like super, super weird. I remember having a university interview and my predicted A-level grades were really, really good despite how little I was going to school, all because I got really good SAT scores back in the day. That's so really weird. Anyway, congratulations. I hope you're free. Oh my god, guys, hey! Whether it's the US or America or other countries around the world, are you guys all falling into your summer holidays now? Is this kind of like party time, enjoy the sunshine stuff? Because I need to get back on exercise. That's the only thing that I've got on my mind. The sun is shining. It makes my room a bit too hot, but I'll be damned if I go outside. Although I do need to cut the grass. Swings and roundabouts. Randy van der Clift says... That's a great name. Could you do an anime tutorial on beast girls? Like girls with animal ears and tails. I'd love to see one. That is a great idea. It's been suggested before, but I'm going to, Randy... Just Control-C, Control-Paste that one, just to make sure it's definitely on my list. And Grizzly Wizzly says, alright, 4th time's a fucking charm. Dude, you constantly copying and pasting your comment, thank you. Yeah, guys, bear in mind, sometimes, like, the Draw With Mikey series, like, we'll have a really popular couple episodes, because, you know, there's some, you know, topical fan art of something that's happening, or we'll have some quieter episodes where it's just me sketching away and there's nothing particularly clickbaity in the thumbnails and stuff. But it does mean that sometimes it's easier to read your comments, and sometimes I might not catch it. So if I don't read what you've got to comment or say from the last episode, why not copy and paste it, pop it into the comment section of today's episode, and with any luck I'll just catch it again. That's totally cool in my book. No need to feel self-conscious about that sort of thing. Anyway, one of the books, although not really a book, that I recommend is called Argent, The Art of Argent by Noko Mento. Lovely art style and concept designs for background and characters. Oh dude, I'm such a fucking sucker for concept art. I'm totally down. Also, ever tried drawing one of JoJo's characters? A lot of material there for some art. Cheers, Grizzly Wizzly. I have not, and I'm a big JoJo guy. For the JoJo that I know. Still not started season 4. I'm so sorry, because I still want to rewatch season 2. Yeah. However, thank you very much. I'm going to Art of Argent. I'm going to just give that a cheeky little Google right now. Let's just have a quick look. Let's make sure it's safe. Images. Oh, for Art of Argent, I've got loads of like modern art pieces coming up. No particular one artist or any particular one style. Wait, Nicholas David Argent? Sir William Arfian David... Wait. Oh, I'm just getting loads of historical characters come up now. Argent Heinkel? Oh, hey, is it Sailor Argent? Bear with C-A-E-L-A-R. Let me just try this. Sailor Argent. I've seen one ArtStation post that looked quite good. Maybe this is it? Do you know what, dude? I might have to ask you to be a bit more specific and try me again. Okay, I'm going to research that in the background, but I don't think I've quite nailed down who you're talking about, Grizzly. Anyway, thank you so much for the suggestion nonetheless. And Gus Schoenmaker says, roses are red, Nebula is blue, if you don't obey, Thanos snaps you too. Dude, well done, you've done like a cheeky little rhyme there, good for you. However, the bit that I just quite liked, and it got a little chuckle out of me, was for if you don't obey part. Like, what kind of roses are red Valentine's kind of message is that? If you don't obey, I'ma snap you, bitch. So, yeah, get down on your knees and swallow your pride, I guess. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, even though it's the wrong part of the year. That being said, happy Valentine's Day to anybody who's born in the middle of November. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Deku Boy says, when Captain America picked up the hammer, I almost pissed my pantsu. That film was 10 out of 10, would recommend. Yeah, top Endgame chats. Oh my god. So I was watching in a cinema, like one of those midnight showings, 3D IMAX. So there's definitely like a very pro-Marvel audience who'd gone out of their way to watch Endgame. And that bit like got a borderline cheer from the audience. Like people were just like, yes! Ah! Like everyone was really, really feeling that movie. By the way, I love your channel, love your art, and I love you, no homo. Oh, I love you too, thank you very much. You're one of my top 5 favourite YouTubers. Holy shit. Wow, thank you so much, dude. No, man, Endgame had so many feels. I've still not rewatched that because of, not having another spare 3 hours in any given day. Fuck. I had to skip my dentist appointment today. Don't worry, it's a British thing, none of us go. Because I'd overslept, because I'd stayed up extra late last night doing work. Sometimes you got to just take those hits, but I really want to see Endgame again before it's out to cinema. I'm sure it'll be running for months. TGA says, ooh, that's my follower, 2 minutes 27. I saw it in a video's thumbnail and wanted to see if it happened to show up. Oh, excellent. Were you hanging out on Twitch, dude? Fantastic. Yeah. A lot, not all of it, by the way, but a lot of the footage I use these days I just grab from our Twitch live streams, but you still get some other stuff. Obviously, I remember that we had a cry, for me to be doing a bit more stuff in the sketchbook, which I do certainly agree with. Just got to get those bits out of the way and then we're going to be good to go. Erickson Acosta says, hey Mikey, hello there Erickson, you sound like a guy that voices in Pocoyo. Pocoyo? I don't know what that is. Control C. Back on that investigating on Google Tabs 5. Pocoyo, the movie, and League of the Extraordinary... Oh, it's not saying anything else. Okay, it looks like a kids' cartoon. Oh, it looks like a proper young kids learning television cartoon. Okay, I'll take it. Thank you very much. And, anyways, I'm the dude who always comments about your sexy voice. Oh, I see, Erickson. I mean, it's not sexy. I do know that it's slightly off and it's slightly annoying. It's not for everybody's taste. But it's what I live with, so I'll just take it. Also, hashtag sexy Mikey voice, hashtag hardcore. Cheers, bruv. Thank you very much. Xantoffel says, I really love your outro song. How did you make it? Oh, Xantoffel. That song is by, it's, guys, if you're ever curious, get yourself in the description of my videos for the Draw With Mikey series. That song was sung by Raquel Lilly, who's like a Twitch singer. She's a rather fantastic, awesome individual. And, she just randomly sung it in one of her live streams. I think we gave her a raid or something. She sometimes tailors songs to match people popping in to say hello, which is pretty fucking cool of her. And so I got in touch with her and I was just like, dude, can I use this for an outro? She's actually re-sung it for me and really gone, laid in hard of all the mikeymegamegas. And I might update it to that version. It's the same tune, but I need to, get her permission or maybe, get a little bit of money her way and stuff like that, because I do actually use that song at the end of every DWM. But yeah, no, dude, very fantastic singer, very cool lady as well. I had the pleasure of meeting her. Go check out Raquel Lilly on Twitch. There we go, a little bit of a promo. Dope K Artist, Addiction of Art, says, my idea of spending time is a cup of coffee, drawing, and Mikey's long Draw With Mikey videos. Dope K Artist, I'm really glad to hear that. Yeah, just chill out, guys, relax, get your own artwork done. I'm just rambling away in the background, having a little catch up with you guys, getting myself up to date with you, the viewers, for people who actually make all of this possible, and maybe you're getting your own stuff and ting done. You know the score, guys, you know the score. Pretzels and unicorn blood. Oh my god, did I say unicorn? Oh shit. Says, it's what happens when you're on Pornhub before you start recording your Draw With Mikey videos. That's a joke, don't worry. My hands are clean. Says, I might make this one thick and matronly. MILF Thanos? Pretzels, yeah, indeed. I've just drawn so many versions of the sketch where it's almost been right for Thanos. I've put it away for the moment because I'm cracking on with some other bits. We're still doing Sword Maiden from Goblin Slayer right now. So we'll see how we go, but yeah, I'm going to definitely come back to that. And William says, hey Mikey. Hello there, William. I love the Arya Stark storyline, and I loved her throughout the seasons. Yeah, man. I also drew her as well, but let me know and I will send you a link to my drawing. Yeah, dude, drop a link. Get involved. I can't wait to see the final, or even better, dude, catch me on Twitch and link it in there, and we can all have a look together on stream. I can't wait to see the final episode. Oh, bless you, William. Bless you. You obviously wrote this before last Monday or Tuesday, and I believe I know what happens in the end. I love Endgame as well, and I can't wait for Guardians 3. Thanks, Will. Oh, excuse me. Thanks, Will. I see, William. You've signed off on your own comment. Dude, yeah, so, Guardians 3, I'm looking forward to that, especially if it's got 4 in it, extra bonus character. Endgame was fantastic. Yeah, it was. And you've watched the end of Game of Thrones now, which was a, deeply miserable experience, and that's life. So now we get to put that behind us. I mean, I don't get to put it behind us. I need to do Game of Thrones Season 8 crammed now. Which is something that I gotta fit in. We're gonna be fine. And Alvoric Grimm says, thank you for always making wonderful content. Dude, it's not always wonderful, but thank you for that comment, man. I really appreciate that. To having a background for doing anything at all. I've been working on artwork of a siren that I'm currently taking my time with to make sure that it's just right. Your tutorials helped me with the chest, so that's a fun tidbit for you. Oh my! Well, that's one of my specialities. And keep up the wonderful show. Good luck with things. Thank you so much. I won't go into the details, but I think, touch wood. Wait, so this is a thing. It doesn't matter how well things are going. Like, if you kind of grow up with British sensibilities and personalities, you always are just waiting for things to go wrong, and you can't celebrate success because you're just like, ooh, only a matter of time before this goes tits up. So touch wood. That's what all that knocking noise was just well. Is I've had some relatively good news involving the bank, and I think I'm going to be able to kind of lock things down here, and I think things might actually go quite well. Maybe. Basically, one of the biggest problems that have been hanging over my life, I think the sun's coming out from behind that cloud, which is just incredible, because then I've got nothing left to complain about after that. Nadu123 says, I totally enjoy the DWMs, man. Thanks for the upload. Hey, Nadu, thank you so much for saying, dude. I listened to this back to back whilst at work, and I didn't even watch the video. Oh, yeah, audio only. That's totally fine. And whenever I say audio only, it constantly reminds me of the end of Evangelion. Does anybody know what I'm referencing when it's got all the different international powers who kind of tune in and go into the meetings, and then they stop displaying video and they only tune in on audio only, and you've got this weird sense that things are getting super creepy, and there's all these kind of singularity cults happening in the back. Oh, it's fucked up. Evangelion is a mess of a thing, a fantastic, incredible, beautiful mess. but it's got some really fucked up dark shit going on. Anyway, I didn't even watch a video, though I should if I want one of those codes. Oh yeah, absolutely. But you know how it goes. It's just for people who want to dive in and get that little extra bump. And it just kind of, increases engagement and makes people interested in your videos early. But it's also a nice way for me to kind of say, hey, thank you very much, guys. I couldn't do this shit without you. Now I can start, putting a bit of money towards Amazon gift codes and stuff. With any luck, as the channel gets bigger, I'll be able to start giving out more gift codes or make the gift codes a bit more money and stuff like that. So, it's like a slow journey, but we're all kind of climbing up the hill. Chris Phillips says, and by the way, let me just reiterate, that's not a flex. I still make no YouTube money. Like, it's thanks to Patreon, but thank you so much, guys. Chris Phillips says, watching your channel is my favourite part of the week. Keep being awesome, my dude. Such a nice compliment. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, cracking along, doing the thing. And Destro Anito says, hey, Mikey. Hello there, Destro. Could you make a tutorial on how to draw wings, tails, or satyrs? Do you mean centaurs? And stuff like that for anime and manga girls, please. Hey, so that's kind of like another one on a whole monster girl vibe. Where we just have one about animal ears and monster type features. But more monsterly. Yes. I've added that to my suggestions, good sir. Yeah, so there's a whole lot about the world of drawing wings, because there is referenceable anatomy to that, because birds' wings kind of link to anatomy and link to the shoulder blades, or link just below the shoulder blades if you're going to put wings on a human character and you need to have like a stronger sense of center of gravity and stuff like that. There is actually loads of stuff you're supposed to think about with that sort of stuff. And then you've got like, is it the seraphim who've got 3 pairs of wings? Like a pair on the head, a pair on the back, and a pair on the legs, lower hips and or feet, depending on which kind of iteration you go for. Yeah, and then, oh my god, then there's the Kellypot, the Tzimtzim of the Divine Contraction, the leftover shells, which are like the dark evil versions of the cherubim being just, floating orbs of light. And then what's the one which is a giant spinning burning wheel that's covered in eyes? I'm not making this shit up, by the way. This is Catholic / Christian different angels that you can get in heaven. Some of them are giant spinning wheels which have a pair of wings and are covered in eyes, and they are all seeing or something. Guys, look that up. I really want to... It sounds like something from Berserk, but I really want to fucking start drawing that sort of stuff. Anyway, Destro Anito, that's my way of saying, yeah, not only am I up for that, but that's suddenly got my juices flowing. Adrian Behada says, hi, I love your drawings. Hey, thank you. I've said your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Arian, thank you so much, Arian. I appreciate that. I'm not going to lie, Endgame was sad. I love you, 3000. Oh, yeah, that was sad. That was really fucking sad. I love you, kiddo. Love you, 3000. Oh, man. Yeah, I need to watch that again. I definitely do. It's been such an unbelievable journey, guys. It's 11, 12 years of just this entire universe and this entire world. It's been an absolute cultural phenomenon. It's massive, and it's kind of like, it's not ended, but it's essentially the biggest parts of it have come to this massive chapter close. God, it's incredible. Do you know what? I know this sounds really, really... Guys, does anybody think this? Does anybody ever think, wow, I'm one of those people who was born in a timeline where I got to see the beginning and technically, end of the Avengers things? Whereas people might have passed away as the films went on, and people might be born afterwards. I know this sounds really dark, but have not got to experience the whole thing, where we get to experience the whole thing. I mean, swings around about it. It's probably better things in life other than a series of movies to actually kind of be grateful for. But it's really, really weird. Like, we got to sit around for all of Game of Thrones. Not everybody gets to say that. Do you know what? I take all of that back. I think I need to increase my standards. I think that might have been the saddest thing I've ever said or ever been grateful for. Also, we get to experience the outside world and love and lives, and we get to make the world a better place for other people, because humanity is important. There we go. I feel a bit better now. I feel a bit more validated. Remember to give to your local charities and pay your tax. Oh, God. Okay. But also grateful for Avengers. I'm grateful for Marvel. I miss you, Stan. Just Another Artist says, hey, Mike. Hello there, dude. I just want to ask, if you're thinking about creating content on a platform such as YouTube or something, how do you know if you're good enough to succeed a bit? Oh, dude, Just Another Artist. Do not try to work out if you're good enough. Just start making videos. Dude, my earliest videos were terrible, awful things. And this is what I say about Twitch as well as YouTube, is do it, and do it badly, and that's absolutely fine. Making a terrible video is 100 times better than making no video at all. Don't worry about working out if you think you're good enough. Don't worry about the fact that you're always going to get somebody in the comments telling you that you're not. Don't worry about people like that. They're not worth your time, mate. Just dive in and start making some videos. If you enjoy it and you enjoy what you're making, it doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and have some fun. And if you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it, but then you know. Kids Art says, well, a load of thumbs up emotes, and then there are only a few incredible drawers on the earth. You're definitely one of them. Oh, dude, not true, but thank you. Thank you so much. And Subro Malik says, sir, which pen tablet are you using? Well, young sir, thank you for that handsome question. Currently using, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the Huion Canvas Pro 20. There's actually, dude, a link for that very tablet in the comment section right up at the top. I always link over to my Amazon. Let me just sip this. This entire time I've got my mugs in my hands, so I'm constantly have like this aroma of lovely PG Tips tea just below my nose and mouth. And I'm probably, hopefully later this year, going to start like maybe reviewing some higher end products. So I'm mostly review like affordable, accessible tablets, because my art skill isn't that high, even though you guys are super lovely. Like, I've got loads of weak spots and an infinite amount of things that I need to learn and improve on. I'm completely aware of that. So what I try to do is I try to kind of aim my tutorials and my teaching to slightly newbies or beginners and stuff like that, and with the same attitude in mind, people who are probably a bit newbie in terms of budget and things like that. So most of my reviews tablet-wise are always like kind of affordable stuff, or what can you get into. I'm going to try to see if I can push to start reviewing some really cool higher end tech. Not that I'm saying the Canvas Pro 20 is super cheap or anything, but if we can start cracking into that Wacom vibe, we'll see what we do. But you know what, I'm probably always going to recommend that Canvas Pro 20, even if I do change my own tablet to like one of those higher end Wacoms or the Cintiqs, because the Canvas range is just so fucking spot on, and you know, it doesn't cost 5 times the amount of money. BR Industries says, wait, it's like a checklist, a guide list, what's going on here? Be me. Then next line is make a portfolio for design uni assignment, and then want to add drawings, and then most of the better, more dedicated, detailed drawings are extremely lewd for very particular tastes. And then darn. Okay, dude, BR Industries, is this your experience in trying to build up a strong portfolio to gain an art job? You've realised that your portfolio is just boobs, bum and titties and all that sort of stuff and ting. It happens to the best of us, dude. Anyway, you go on to say, hey Mikey, hashtag sip of tea and cheers. Okay, so bear with. Sip obtained. Doing dishes and other chores is much better with the DWM in the background. Ah, awesome. But of course, drawing is still where it's at. Some of your handy tutorials got me back into doing more traditional drawings after doing mostly digital works, and I'm just touching the waters on digital painting at the moment. Good luck to you, sir. I hope it goes really well. One thing I'd be interested in seeing is how you go about drawing a Cyclops girl in your style. Oh my god, guys, we're all smashing these kind of monster girl and other unhumanly form requests. I'm totally down for this. Not X-Men Cyclops, I understand, but an actual mono-eyed lady, because I find mono-eyed anime girls to be adorable as heck. Really? Horses for courses. Manako from Monster Musume being a great example. Oh, I don't know about the Monster Musume girls. I know the main one's a snake lady. And we've talked about this before. I never watched Monster Musume, and I'm going to have a look because I keep getting it recommended. But I never watched it because I know that there's a spider lady in there, and I just never ever wanted to like reach that point where I had to sit down and watch a spider lady anime. Anyway, thank you for reading and thank you for being awesome. You the real hashtag hardcore crew. No, guys, you guys are the hashtag hardcore crew. We've never let that hashtag die. It's still absolutely out here. Back to all of you guys. Hashtag sip of tea. Hashtag much love. Hashtag I hope you're having a bloody good day. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance. Anyway, yeah, no, absolutely. Dude, I'm actually going to, now that I've got an overall theme already, just from a few comments, I'm going to pop yours in that list as well. Monster and alternative girls and ladies. That being said, we've got a few of those requests for Mikey the Gathering. Oh, you guys have any idea what I'm talking about with Mikey the Gathering? There's a unofficial card game that I'm totally not making, but I'm drawing the pictures for. They're just really shit, short black and white pictures, but they're based on keywords from people who hang out on Twitch, and we just come up with like really random drawings, and then we take those random drawings and have to come up with random rules as if we're in a card game. So yeah, guys, get involved. Anyway, thank you so much, dude. Timothy Ramatar says, just a while ago I learned how to draw with my art with a picture on the side, which was you. Thanks. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Hey, it sounds like I've helped you get into the drawing vibe. Fantastic. That's what I want to do. I want to leave the world a slightly more drawing-y place. And Ella Adria says, you nice. Keep going. Thank you, Ella. I appreciate that. It's nice of you to say. Dark Spirit Slayer says, at 25 minutes 43, Captain America took Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, with him to bring it back in time as well. Oh, yeah. We're talking about Steve Rogers. What did he get up to in Endgame? Just like the Infinity Stones, he also had to bring the hammer back to the timeline where it was from. Oh! Otherwise, it would just have created another timeline because of Thor from the past would have no hammer in that point from the Thor's second movie, i.e. Thor the Dark World. He'd be missing his hammer otherwise. So basically, he took the hammer back in time so the hammer was never gone from the timeline from the second Thor movie. Dark Spirit Slayer. Oh shit, do you know what? That makes sense. Hey, thank you very much. I never actually expected to get a makes sense answer. I thought that was one of those open-ended questions, because I was saying Steve Rogers goes back in time to return the Infinity Stones. We all know it must have been super awkward when he had to give the Soul Stone back, absolutely. But he also took, as well as the shield, Thor's hammer. And I thought he was just walking around with Thor's hammer now, because Thor basically gifted it to him and let him have it. And because he didn't come back with it, I was just like, where's he put it? I thought maybe, because you know how, like, you know, Loki's technically alive now in the franchise still as well. So I thought maybe Thor's hammer was going to be used in a new film or have like a new effect somewhere else, because Captain Rogers didn't come back with it. But you're absolutely right. He would have had to have gone back to Asgard, which is pretty far away. He must have been a busy boy. They only sent him back in time once. And he had to give back 6 Infinity Stones, and also make it all the way over to Asgard. Okay, let's not worry about that. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Thank you, dude. That actually genuinely makes sense to me. I understand now. Oh yeah, and so now, in the second Thor movie, if you go back and watch Thor the Dark World, between one scene in the film and another scene in the film, Padme's character, what's her name? Natalie Portman's character, has been accosted and assaulted by a raccoon. And wait, how does Steve Rogers... Because that Infinity Stone is in the form of, like, red mist or red goo. So what does Steve do? Did he wait till she's asleep and just inject it back in her? That's an awkward conversation. Do you know what? I think maybe we're not supposed to think about it too hard. Maybe we're just supposed to enjoy the movie and have fun. Okay, let's do that. Chaos says, great video, Mikey. Oh, thank you, Chaos. I don't watch your videos all the way through all the time. Yeah, no, dude, most people don't. This is a thing, like, you can have, by the way, and this is fine, this is just the nature of people, right? I'm exactly the same. You can have loads and loads of clicks on a video, but if your video is long, the chances are that anybody sat through more than 5 to 10 minutes of it is a little bit low. So you've got to make sure you get your important information out early, and then you can start swearing and, you know, letting out your secrets towards the end. Then you're the hardcore crew if you know my real deep shit. But yeah, no, that's just the nature of things, and video content on YouTube. That's why YouTube content like what I do here, the really long rambling series, isn't air quotes smart YouTube content at all. But again, we've talked about this. I'm just stubborn and I like what I do, so I keep doing it. Anyway, but this is really due to how long some of them are. Oh, Chaos, that's exactly what I just said, but you're absolutely right. One of these days I'll start donating to your Patreon when I start to get an income. Hey, Chaos, don't think that you have to. That's totally cool, man. Just popping along and saying hello and just touching bases is absolutely great if you're ready. Don't worry about it, dude. But thank you very much for thinking of me, nonetheless. Tom James says, maybe a little bit off topic. Go on, Tom. But I just saw John Wick Chapter 3. Oh my god, I really want to watch that, but I haven't got time. And as the first film that I've seen after Endgame, it filled me with joy to see that a film could still amaze me after something as incredible as Endgame. Oh, dude, that is great. I cried throughout Endgame, mate, you and me both. Planning on binging Game of Thrones after finishing exams, mate, I don't recommend it anymore. And Daddy Thanos was gorgeous, by the way, Mikey. Oh, thank you very much, dude. Oh yeah, and Gamora and Nebula are too, I guess. Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah, okay, guys. Oh my god. By the way, I could not give this a stronger recommendation. This is a 2014 film, and it was a really popular one and really well rated, so maybe you guys have already seen it. The first movie I sat down and I watched... Oh my god, I just thought I saw a moth out the corner of my eye. The first movie that I sat down and watched properly after Endgame, as in, I actually saw this just a couple days ago, was Whiplash. The film about a boy who becomes to be like an aspiring... He wants to be like the best drummer he can be. And like the teacher who teaches him is like quite harsh and quite abusive. And that film was so fucking good. It's so intense. I was like edge of my seat for so much of that. And then it ends it ends so fucking well. Like, guys, I'm sure most of you have seen it, and again, this is another case of Mikey catching up with the times. Tell me about video games. But yeah, Whiplash. Whiplash is such a good film. It is such a good film. I strongly recommend it to anybody. Oh, yeah, like, even if that's not your thing, I don't want to watch a drama about a young boy trying to be the best kind of drummer he has. Trust me when I say it is gripping. It's really, really good. Anyway, and there's also this really heartfelt bit where he's a little bit autistic, this guy, or he's somewhere on the spectrum, but there's also this heartfelt bit where, like, he kind of, like, oh, no, my God, I was just about to start spoiling it. Just watch Whiplash. Anyway, yeah, so I watched that and I was just like, it's such a completely different experience for sitting through Endgame. I absolutely know what you mean, man. Even though Endgame was incredible and it had all the graphics in the world, you can still come away and enjoy like other more robust down-to-earth movies. He says, trying to describe John Wick 3 as down-to-earth. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop going on about it. It's just really fresh in my mind. It's a great film. Kerbal Air Force says, why does nobody talk about how this girl's eyes are too far apart? IRL, that is, not in Mikey's drawing. Hey, are you talking about Maisie Williams? Maisie Williams is in our cultural heart. Nobody gets to say a bad thing about Maisie Williams. She's not traditionally attractive in a way that a lot of people are, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it's where you see it, and she's still kind of hot to me. Wait, oh shit, God, she's over 18, right? Yeah, she must be. That being said, has anybody watched the Flash Kids? Has anybody watched the Flash Gits cartoon, the Game of Thrones one? I think they call her something like a bog-eyed swamp thing, something like that. It's really unkind. Like, dude, that's her actual face, man. It's all right to take the piss out of characters and take the piss out of people for what they do, but if you're the kind of guy who takes the piss out of people for how they look, it's a little bit unkind. That being said, it was also hilarious, so I don't know how I feel. It was so good. Kid Matsuda says, Mikey, show Black Widow some of the love and do a fan art of her. Yeah, hey, we need to sort out Black Widow and her poor dead womb. Also, what do you think of, that's another Flash Gits reference, by the way, that's not just me casually saying it. Also, what do you think of Robert Pattinson playing the Dark Knight? Hey, I only just heard about this, I wasn't sure if that was rumour. So the guy who played a vampire is going to play Bruce Wayne, the Man-Bat. He's shown to be a good actor. I think he could do a fine job. He was fine in Harry Potter. I didn't really care for any of the Twilight stuff, but unsurprisingly, none of that was aimed at somebody like me, so what does my opinion matter on that? I haven't seen Robert Pattinson in anything else, though. That's the thing. Other than the Harry Potter. Actually, do you know what? I hear he's in a really good film. A kind of indie-ish movie about two brothers or criminals, a day in their life, having to do crazy stuff. Yeah, do you know what? I think it'll be alright. This is a similar conversation. I reckon, because he's going to be quite a young-looking Bruce. He's probably quite old as an actor now. It's one of those things where you never realise that time's catching up with all of us. But I think it might be a bit like this. How to put it? I've always said that I reckon Henry Cavill, would make a good Witcher. I think he'll be just fine. But you have to make sure that you give him a good, dark Geralt beard, and not keep him as this clean-shaven guy, because when you see those test pictures of him with like a clean-shaven face and this really, really fake-looking white wig, it looks like, you know, bad cosplay, or it looks like he's trying to dress up as a Targaryen. If they make him really look rugged, I reckon Henry Cavill can nail it, because I reckon he is a good actor, and he's got like a really strong on-screen presence, so I reckon he could carry a lot of stuff, especially after watching him in that last Mission Impossible movie. Yeah, I feel it. But I heard that those Witcher films, Witcher TV show? Is it a TV series? I heard that it's all set before any of the Witcher video games, where apparently he doesn't even have a beard, so maybe visually it might be a little bit off-putting. But it only takes a few episodes till you get it under your wing, so we'll see how they go. But, you know, the whole world of making TV stuff or film stuff from video games doesn't have the world's best track record, so we'll see what happens there. Anyway, so with that in mind, I'm fairly open-minded to the Robert Pattinson thing. It's a really shame that we haven't got old, Giggly. I'm still Jenny from the Block's boyfriend. What's his name? Ex-husband? Fuck. Ben Stiller. Wait. Ben Affleck. Fuck. Sorry, that took me a while. I thought Ben Affleck made a really good Bruce and Batman as well. I thought he was absolutely great. But, you know, these things keep changing hands quite a lot. It's just one of those things you get used to. Batman and Spider-Man, those things just keep going round and round. Balanced as all things should be. The Gaming Poo says, "Hey, good sir, hello, dude. What do you think about the Huion 1060 Plus and I'm planning to pick up one." Wait, what did I review? I reviewed the S1060 or the S610, the Huion 1060 Plus. Have I not reviewed that one? I think I quite liked it. I've reviewed a very similar one in that range, at least, and I quite liked it. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones, so I have no opinion about it. Hashtag Cold Crew, hashtag Sip of Liquid. I'll take it. Yeah, as basically, as long as it's not an older Huion model, and as long as it's not the GT190, you're probably going to be just fine. Huion's range is quite good. I said it before, but like just to recap, if you're not going and spending all the money in the world for the world's best products, i.e. the Wacom Cintiq range, Huion and XP Pen are probably the strongest two brands to follow that up with. Oh my god, guys, this is a really random side thing to anybody who's still here. I just read last night online that Huawei, which is like a super Chinese brand, like deeply Chinese, as in they don't have much market penetration as a brand over here. They do like mobile phones and they do super cheap laptops and stuff. I heard that they're suspected as being a bit of a front for spying for the Chinese government. So everybody who's using Huawei mobile phones and sending messages on Huawei products, if you've got sensitive data, it's all going back to China as part of undermining the national security of the UK and the States and other allied countries. So that's really interesting because now they're banning Huawei products and they're not updating Android for Huawei devices. I might not be saying that correct. And I can't tell you for sure because it's still in the box. But I think that super cheap laptop I want to do a review on to see, like, you know, what's the cheapest equipment you can begin doing art with. I think it might be Huawei. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to do about that review. I'll try to keep an ear on that. I'll just mention it in a review and see if that creates a problem. That being said, that's a Windows laptop. It's not an Android device. So Windows isn't banned from being used on there. I don't think you can ban them. But I know that they're trying to, like, you know, punish them in the States or something. Basically, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to do a little bit more reading and research. Luck Quacious, I like that, says, "Hey Mikey, hello there Luck. I've been playing around with digital art for almost a year now, and over the last spring break, I've gotten my hands on the Huion GT220 version 2. Nice. Because it was on sale and it was at a decent size. I've done some pretty cool things in Photoshop. Awesome, by the way, that's before I was using the canvas, I was using the GT range with Huion, so the 191 and the 220 version 2 used to be my bad boys. I use it more often and often. I've come from a rough semester of college. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. And my family has noticed that I spend more time than I should on it and they're worried that I'm depressed. Hey, we read your comment last week. I love drawing and have been told by my friends in college I should start taking commissions. Dude, we've totally read your comment last week, haven't we? Dude. Are you not sitting through an entire episode of DWM to see if I've read your comment? I mean, I don't blame you for not doing that. And then copying and pasting your comment again? This all sounds very, very familiar. Dude, I think I've addressed all of this the other time. It's good to have a family that keep an ear out for you and don't be scared to talk to a professional. However, if you're not depressed and you're just happy getting your work done, then do your work and see what works for you. And that's just me recapping, I think, my answer from last week. Titus Aurelius says we need to capitalise on the hot topic to get more views. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So what I wanted to do is actually do like a load of Arya Stark fan art and get some really good stuff going. And what I ended up doing is just one black and white study for most of the evening and then a couple like sketches at the end. So it wasn't quite the production that I had in mind. Basically, I'll give you a quick insight into my game plan. My game plan is Sword Maiden fan art, One Punch Man fan art, Game of Thrones fan art, and then we can go back to a bit more Marvel characters and a bit more stuff and Ting and a bit more other anime fan arts. But yeah, there's never not a massive list of things that I really want to do and get into. And I'm not talking about a complaint here, like, ooh, there's so many things to do and I don't have enough time. I mean in terms of, there's a massive long list of things that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, plenty of fan arts coming. But what's really just a thing is, I'm constantly tearing myself up now, like, about how I'm painting, like, trying to get more of that anime vibe, but I keep painting my way back out of it, and I'm just like, how much is too much? How much is way too much time to invest into a piece? Do I need to come back? Do I need to go back in? You know how it goes. Jack TDM255 says, when will you make a hair tutorial update? Well, dude, my last two digital ones were hair tutorials, but we do need to do newer ones. As for when, it'll probably come out in 8 weeks. You can count it from here, don't hold your breath. Shadow Seeker says, love your art, Mikey. Thank you very much, Shadow Seeker. And Tank says, Mikey, dude, hello there, Tank. You got to check out Soul Calibur 6 girls and outfits in the Create a Character mode. Ooh, you can create your own character in Soul Calibur. Jesus, I come from the Soul Calibur 1 days. Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. So I played Soul Calibur back in 2003, maybe, at university. The game feels like the last game Sony's going to produce without all of their new censorship nonsense. Wait, what? What? There's more censorship in video games coming? Less lewd? Wait, what is this? What is this? I'm really concerned. Anyway, it really pushes the limit of what sexy things a T-rated PEGI 16 game can have. Oh shit, well, just for research purposes, I'm going to copy-paste your comment into my notepad file for later investigations. If you like Ling Xiaoyu from Tekken, you're going to like Ling Xiaohua in Soul Calibur. Oh, how convenient. That's one of the good things about fighting games. You can main your waifus. Yeah. Dude, I need to get back into that competitive fighting arena, absolutely, because I got the skills to pay the bills. I might not, but I might do. Niviva One and Only says, God damn it, I've not watched Endgame yet, so I can't watch this. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. But I am interested in what you think of Game of Thrones. I'm just trying to catch up on the Marvel Universe. I only watched 5 movies. Oh, dude, you've got so much fantastic content coming your way in that case. Not from me, but from the world of the Marvel fun. As for Game of Thrones, it's really, really good. Seasons 1 through 4, Game of Thrones are really, really, really good. Season 5, Game of Thrones is a season. That's a thing. And it's probably also really weak because even though it covers stuff that happens in the books, it does it all differently because it's got different character arcs and they felt compelled to include more of Bronn, the adventures of Bronn and Jaime that nobody cared about. And it was all just really badly written and it all went nowhere. So season 5 is a season. Season 6 starts off weak and finishes incredibly strong. Season 6 starts off fine and it finishes incredibly strong. And then season 7 and season 8 exist. Season 7 and season 8 visually look incredible. Season 7, a lot of incredible stuff happens. It's very awkward with the writing. And season 8, if you've got an internet connection, you probably know not many people have been very pleased with season 8. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts, man. I just give you a heavy warning before you get into such things, but I'm sure I'm not the only one saying that kind of stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Dark Lord 7000 says, we are sorry, George. Martin, George, we're so sorry. Yeah. Oh, George, what did they do to you? They took his property and they just ruined the very end of it. Poor George. Okay, just guys, we've always got the books. Don't worry. As long as George doesn't meet with an accident, touch wood, we've always got the books to look forward to. Mick Anthony says, how often do art tutorials happen on this channel, or is the series complete? Oh, Mick, it's just a case of... So what's going on at the moment, Mick, is I've got a lot going on, and I'm juggling a lot of things. So this channel's on, like, just kind of like energy saving mode at the moment. So the Draw With Mikey series is kind of like the backbone of it, so I'm making sure that always happens. In a perfect world, there is a drawing tutorial on a Saturday or a Friday twice a month. It's not happening right now just because I've got so much going on. So I just make like a weekend video whenever I can, or I've got something that I must get done whilst I get some other things out of the way. But they are in no way finished, good sir. And once I'm kind of back on a slightly more regular schedule, we'll be seeing like a bit more progress again. But I just had to kind of like sort of say, right now on this channel, we're going to have these catch-ups and these chats, and I'll try to make sure we've got some other bits going out. But I just need to make sure I'm covering a load of bases at the moment. Veen Studio says, we need to talk about Game of Thrones. Me? No, we don't. It speaks enough for itself already. Yeah, do you know what? That's actually right. And Albin Allen Knight says, we're going to go sexualize them now? If you mean them as in Arya, then yes. Yes, we are. Only the older Arya. Quick, that's my disclaimer. Only the bit where she's over 18, fuck. Is that the FBI? AK says, I'm third, lols. Well, AK, thank you so much for joining us in the series. And Selenor Smith says, hey, Mikey. Hello, very good, sir. I was just watching an old DWN when this one popped up. Welcome on in. Time to kill yet another hour. You were saying how drawing noses of real people doesn't really work with your art style, but this looks really good. Great job. Thanks. Hey, thank you very much. Oh, hey, so I'll tell you what that was probably in reference to. And this, for me, is one of the main differences between anime and Western art, because... But you can say anime art and you can say Western art, but really, there's no block of A and block of B. It's all a spectrum where one kind of blends into the other in the middle somewhere. What I kind of find is that I find it easier if you might be somebody who draws a Western style of cartoon to maybe draw a cartoon version of a recognisable real-life person, because a lot of the characterisation of a character, person and face comes in the nose, as well as like the eyes and the expression and the set of the jaw and so on. And in anime, because you lose a lot of that, especially very simplified anime, you end up with most of those features, but you end up with a very oversimplified nose. Oh, excuse me, I'm burping up my tea there. It's absolutely disgusting. Won't edit it out, it's not who I am. And because of that, you end up with a point where you're losing your ability to describe some of the main facial features of a character. So I'm always kind of trying to find a super weird balance between, can I keep the nose looking like anime, or do I want to start drawing in the flare of the nostrils and start getting more of the nose anatomy actually in place? Like, how much is too much? And when am I no longer doing an anime character and I'm actually just trying to do some kind of referencing fan art to the actor or actress behind it? This is all part of like the massive thing right now where I'm just like, oh, which way am I leaning? And I try to just draw one in one way and then separately try to draw another in another way, because you can just enjoy both. But when it comes to me having a consistent posterizable art style, I'm always just like, how deep do I go on the nose? How descriptive do I get with my lines? So we'll see how we get on with that. But yeah, absolutely, dude. That's definitely a thing to kind of note about. Let me just kind of sip up with this. Lovely. All about those noses. That's a big difference. Western noses are a bit more sideways with the lines of the shape. Anime noses are a bit more top to bottom, a bit more vertical with the way they describe the lines of the nose and so on. That's just a very rough blanket kind of response to how we do it. Silwez says she looks like Hayato Kawajiri in JoJo's Part 4. Oh, I don't know who that is because I'm yet to do Part 4, but I'm just going to look up that character and see if that character looks like Arya in any way. I'm super, super curious. So yeah, I need to watch Part 4 JoJo's. That's where I'm up to, guys. But I really want to rewatch Part 2 because I've done Oh yeah, I kind of... One of my sketch characters does a bit. I'm not going to open up any more of the image files. Don't want to see any spoilers. Yeah, no, I really love Season 2. Got me in the feels. I want to rewatch that before I go in. Because Stardust Crusaders, Season 3 JoJo, that fucking lasted forever and ever and ever. I was just like, get to Egypt already, for fuck's sakes. But once I got there, it was fantastic. So yeah, we've got a lot to go there. And how are we doing for time? Oh, guys, already we're coming slightly towards the end of this episode. Dex Hughes says, I think Jaime did want to go and stop her, but when he got there, Dany had already defeated her. Oh, yeah, we're talking about old Jaime Lannister giving up on Brienne. He banged it and dumped it in a single night. God, we've all been there. No, we haven't. But yeah, I like how Jaime had grown to really be into Brienne, and he'd really wanted to be with her, and he'd knighted her, and then he finally gets her in bed. He finally scratches that itch, so to speak, and he's just like, ugh. Turns out I don't fancy you after I'm done, so off to see my sister. Yeah, maybe he did want to go there with the idea of defeating her and the idea that he had to kind of sacrifice himself. Possibly. And yeah, all he saw, you continue to say, was this weak, defenceless woman that he loves and he wanted to save her. Yeah, bear in mind, I mean, that's the woman he's loved his entire life. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get over that shit quickly. And Brienne was a bit of his rebound, even though he broke her heart. So I do, you know, it's not the craziest thing in the world. I know a lot of people are saying, like, it completely undermines and destroys his character arc. It does undermine his character arc as far as I'm concerned. But it's not completely unbelievable either. Do you know what I mean? There's, like, stuff that you can honestly see people doing in real life, i.e. Jaime going back to his first girlfriend, his first only love of his life, even though he's had, like, a little bit on the side with Brienne. That does make sense. I can completely see that. But what is kind of believable for a character isn't necessarily the best character arc for an actual narrative story and so on. So I kind of agree with both. It does undermine it a bit, but it's completely believable that he'd do it as well. KL Serpent sent Arya's effing eyebrows, man. It's like one of those line brushes in front of a house. Sure, it's small when viewed against the entire face, but it's so damn thick. Yeah, no, I was definitely giving Arya some thick, bushy eyebrows as well. I think that's one of the main things. Like, I like to do her with, like, weighty eyebrows. I've got a thing for good eyebrows. Oh, man. Chola eyebrows. If you're listening to this and you've been threading or weaving your eyebrows into oblivion and you're just left with two stick-thin lines 100 miles above the top of your eyes, consider letting them grow out a bit. That's all I'm going to say. Good eyebrows on a lady make a face in my book. Anyway, I know I've gone on a sidetrack from explaining Arya's ones, but that's the way of it. Guys, we've hit the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening through. If you're still here, you are the hashtag hardcore crew. Super big shout out to those fantastic patrons on Patreon, especially from last month. Noah H, Darius M, Marissa, Michael P, Carlos R, Breton F, Simbasi K, Fabio, Alton Peste, Andrew E, Mongchi L, Jamie Zahaki, and Matthew A. Bloody love you guys as ever. Thank you so much for the support, of course. And yeah, let me know about those good indie video games. Something that you could play over a week or over an evening, something a bit experimental. Doesn't matter if it's new or old, it only matters if it's good and you recommend it. I'll see you next week, and take care.